Hey guys, Justin here, back again with another video, and today I'm going to be answering your guys' questions about Spider-Man Dimension Rift. And today, as you can see, I'm also wearing one of the outfits that Peter Parker wears in the movie. He doesn't wear one outfit in the movie, he wears two, so I want to change it up a little bit for the movie, but this is one of the outfits that I wear as Peter Parker in the movie, so I just thought I'd wear it for the Q&A today. But anyway, so yeah, I'm going to answer your guys' questions. One thing I'm going to say before I get into these questions is that I don't know if I can say everything to your questions because some of them may be very spoilery and I don't want to spoil the movie for you guys. There's some pretty big spoilers that you guys don't know about this movie, and I just want to keep a lot of the stuff for the trailer as well. So I'll try and answer as many things as I can in as much detail as I can, but if the question is spoiler heavy, I'll try and keep it as vague as possible, but I'll try and answer every question that you guys have given me today. So I've got every question here. When I go to pick a question, I'm just going to pick it random. So yeah, let's just get started, I guess. I'm not looking. One just dropped on the floor. Okay. So, the first question is, does Dimension Rift tie in well with the previous films and does it flow the whole story through nicely? Yes, it ties in very well with the previous, I guess you could say 3 films, and if you want to include the Spider-Man Christmas special, but there will be some very, very clear references in this film to the previous films. So one thing that you don't want to do is watch this film without seeing the previous ones. So yeah, it ties in very well. There are a lot of story elements from the previous films that get brought up in this movie, which will actually help sort of, I guess, build up the foundation of this movie at the same time. And the previous movies are very, very essential to this story. So yes, it ties in everything well, and it flows all the story throughout all the films throughout, I guess you could say, the 4 movies, if you want to include the Christmas special, because there will be some references in that movie that you guys don't want to miss. So make sure to watch that one as well. The next question, again, picking at random. I wanted to do it a little bit differently this time because I didn't want to pick them. So yeah, very, very random. I've seen the questions, but I don't know which one I'm going to get, so. Okay, the next question is, will there be a new suit? I don't know, will there be a new suit? I kind of teased this a little bit in one of the live streams that I did on Instagram. It was another sort of Q&A, but it was just anything about the channel. It wasn't specifically towards Dimension Rift. It wasn't really dedicated to that. But I did sort of tease something towards a new suit, but you know, I was kind of unsure. I know people want to see it, and I know the one that I'm using right now, I know it could be a little dated since I've used it for 3 Spider-Man movies now. So I guess we'll see. Maybe there'll be a new suit, maybe there won't be a new suit. It's just up to what you guys think you're gonna see. Who knows? Alright, next question. What inspired you to decide to make a prequel after Stealth Mission? That's a good question. I don't think anyone's actually asked that before. What inspired me to make a prequel after Stealth Mission? I think the only thing that got me to make well, not the only thing, but the first thing that got me to make a prequel after Stealth Mission was after my friend Lucas Elboy Carson went to go on his mission throughout 2021 and 2022, because I didn't want to stop making movies even after he left. We already had sort of plans at the time to make this movie after Stealth Mission, but you know, after he left, I didn't really want to, you know, stop doing it, or I didn't want to. I thought I could keep going with the Spider-Man stuff. I thought that even though he was gone and doing his own thing, I could still bring out something that you guys would really enjoy. So I thought I would do a prequel instead, and I wanted to improve on Spider-Man Preliminary after we did Stealth Mission, because I knew there were so many things that we had to improve on. So before we were going to make this movie, the big finale movie, I thought we could also use Preliminary as an extra step to see what we can do to use improvements, I guess you could say. We could use the improvements on this film on later films, which would make the later films even more quality, to make them even better. So the two reasons were because Lucas was going, and also because I thought we could use it as a extra step for improvements, and to use those improvements and to advance on them in future movies, if that makes any sense. And also just to build up the characters, to, you know, show more of the characters' past and how they built up to be who they are, and to just to create a bigger universe, I guess you could say. So there are a few reasons in there, and I hope that answers the question. But yeah, there's a few reasons in there. Okay, next question. Next question is, what's motivated you to continue on with this film project? I think the main thing that's motivated me to get continued on with this project is if I don't get it done, then I feel like not only will people be disappointed if I don't put out the movie, but also I feel like the franchise and the story will be untold. There'll be a very large untold story in there that you guys will really want to know and really want to watch and everything. So I guess it's just about expanding on the characters and expanding on their story, and if I don't do the film, then you guys are just stuck at the end of the Stealth Mission road. There's nowhere else to go except the tease for a Spider-Verse movie. It's just since we already had plans from it back in 2020, it's kind of just like, alright, well, it's all out there. Everybody knows that we're going to do this, so we just, we kind of have to do it now. It's not that I didn't want to, of course I did. I've always wanted to do it. But it's kind of just like, I think the thing that's just motivated me to keep going on it is if I ever feel less motivated sometimes, I just have to remind myself that this is going to be basically the biggest project of my life, pretty much. And if I don't tell the stories that the people want to hear and see and watch, then it'll just leave everyone disappointed. But it's also because of my friends and family. They've supported me the whole way through. They've helped me with this film already so far a lot. Putting in their time and their effort to make this film the best it can be. So I can't be any more grateful, honestly. It just makes me so happy that people are putting in their time to be a part of my project, which I guess I can say that it's our project now, not just mine. It's our project because everyone has their involvement, everyone has their ideas, and it's a big community crew casting, I guess you could say. Yeah, there's a lot of things that have motivated me to go on with this film. I've never wanted to stop doing this movie. I think I started writing the script for this movie, I think in early 2022 or mid 2022. There have been a few versions of the script that are very different to what you're actually going to see on screen, and a lot of things that I've regretted writing, like things that just don't work for the movie, it's a lot of things that I'm just like,
why did I even come with that idea? That doesn't fit the story at all.
Yeah, that was going a little bit off topic now, but that's just kind of saying that I've never really wanted to stop doing it because I've planned so many things and done so much concept art and everything. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. There's a few reasons in there, so yeah. Alright, the next question is, when is Spider-Man Dimension Rift coming out? This year. Well, I'm definitely not going to say a date, because we never usually put dates on our movies, mostly because I kind of made that mistake with Stealth Mission in 2020. Well, I'm not going to say we, I'm going to say I, because it was my idea. When we were filming Stealth Mission at the time, I was pretty damn certain that we were going to get it out by July, and then COVID started arising again, and we had to delay it for like 6 or more weeks, and it was just really bad. We had to delay it from July to September. I didn't see that coming at all, so I'm not going to give you guys any dates or anything for when this movie's going to come out, because you never know what's going to happen. I'm also not going to put a deadline on anything for like filming or editing, because I don't want to rush anybody with with acting and just helping out with other things. And I feel like putting a date on a big project like this kind of just gets people a little stressed, and they will rush work on the project, and it won't be as quality as you want it to be. I see it as, you take as much time on it as you want and need if you want it to be as quality as it is in your head. So never try to rush a project like this, because most of the time it won't come out as good as you may see it in your head. I think it's best to always take as much time as you need on it, and then when the full product is finished, you'll be very surprised with how it's come out, and you'll be very proud of yourself. Trust me. So, yeah. When is it coming out? I'm just going to say 2023, because I feel like saying it's going to come out next year, it just isn't realistic. It's never taken us more than at least 4 months to do a movie, so yeah. Alright, next question is, hey, what kind of themes do you wish to bring to life with this story and these characters? That's a very, very great question. I think sort of themes that I want to bring with some of these characters is perseverance, and I would say determination, because there are some characters in this film that are very determined to get what they want, and they will go out of their way to get what they need and want, despite how long it takes. And I think the villains in this movie, and yes, there is more than one, I've mentioned that in a video, the villains in this movie are more ruthless. They're more aggressive, they're more determined, they will be on the edge of having mercy. They're very determined, they're very I guess you could say aggressive. I guess you'll see when the film comes out. Another theme is probably coming of age. Even though this is the third film of the main sort of trilogy, there is still a lot of things that Peter Parker has to learn. And not just Peter Parker, the other characters have got things to learn as well. Let's just say there are more than one characters in this movie that still have some things to learn and some things to be aware of. And yeah, it's a lot different to what you've seen before in our movies. So I guess sort of the main themes are sort of just coming of age and perseverance. I guess you'll just have to see. I don't know if I explained that well, but I'm trying to explain things without, spoiling stuff. So yeah, I'm not trying to be Tom Holland, so don't worry. Alright, the next question is, has the acting crew grown since last film? Yes, definitely. We've all learned a lot since the very beginning, since Stealth Mission. So many different ways to act, so many different ways to stay in character, I guess you could say. I don't know about method acting. I would try method acting at some point, maybe during production on Dimension Rift, but we'll see. But we definitely have grown since the last movie. We've learnt a lot of things, a lot of camera techniques, a lot of improvisation, a lot of line add-ons, a lot of ideas to make the story more impactful and better. I guess you could say a lot of fight improvements too. So everything that was improved in preliminary and the Christmas special is all being applied to this movie, but even better. So I don't think you guys will be disappointed with what you see in this movie. So yes, we've definitely grown and learnt a lot of new things. So yeah. The next question is, will Dimension Rift be your last Spider-Man fan film? This is the thing. I don't know. I'm not sure if Dimension Rift will be my last Spider-Man fan film, because some part of me feels like that it's the end of the road of this story, but then there's another part of me that wants to keep making more, because, you know, I'm sure with all the other Spider-Man fan filmmakers out there can agree with me from what I'm about to say, is as soon as you start making a Spider-Man fan film, it's so fun that you don't really want to stop doing it, but you feel like it has to end at some point, because you don't want to make like 20 Spider-Man fan films, because as much as people may like your interpretation of Spider-Man and Peter Parker, watching 20 Spider-Man fan films by one person, I'm just saying, it's got to end at some point, alright? If I am going to do more, I feel like the most I would do after this one would be at least 2. I don't want to go more than 2. But there is not really any other Spider-Man fan films in consideration after this one yet. But we'll see. We'll see. You know, you never know what's going to happen. Just because of the way the story goes, I'm not sure where to pick it up from, I guess you would say. I'm not sure where to continue. It's the sort of story where you don't know where it's going to go next, you know? So, it's all in question right now. I don't know if I'm going to make any more Spider-Man fan films, but if I ever do, the max amount of Spider-Man fan films I would make after this is 2 more. I wouldn't go any more than that, but yeah, as I said, it's all in question. Who knows? I guess we'll see in the future. Next question is, will there be cameos from old villains? I don't know. Will there? Because, you know, if I actually told you if there was, that'd be a pretty big spoiler. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done that in preliminary, you know, except for the one scene where Snowdore is at the end. But you know, that ties in with stealth missions. So, and the Christmas special is a completely new villain. This one, as I mentioned before, the villains are more determined and more aggressive than what you've seen before. And just wait till the trailer. There will be a reveal of a villain or 2 in the trailer when the trailer comes out, and you'll see them in the poster, and yeah, I guess you guys can get theorizing on who you may see in this movie. I know there are a lot of villain suggestions that people have had in the comments before, so who knows, maybe your suggestions may appear in the movie. I don't know. Who knows? Will there be cameos? I don't know. You don't know. I guess we'll see. Okay, the next question, there's a question on another question. The next question is, when is it set? I'm not sure if this question means if, like, what year is it set, or where it's set in the timeline of our universe. I've never really had a year set, but I guess you can just say 2023. I mean, I haven't really thought the year through before, but with movies, it's set after Stealth Mission, so the whole timeline order, I actually posted it on Instagram a few days ago, just so you guys can get caught up to speed with the timeline before this movie comes out. So it goes from Spider-Man Preliminary to Spider-Man Stealth Mission to the Spider-Man Christmas Special, and then Spider-Man Dimension Rift. So if that's what you're asking, yeah, but if you mean the year, I'm not too sure. I guess you could just say 2023. Next question is the villain a homemade villain or one from the comics? That's an interesting question. I guess you could say a little bit of both, because obviously in Spider-Man Stealth Mission we had Snowdore, which was not a villain from the comics. This was a villain created by us because we wanted to do something a little bit different. It was originally going to be Shocker. So Lucas, if you're watching this, I don't blame you for calling him Shocker when you first did your reaction to Spider-Man Stealth Mission, because that's who he was originally supposed to be. And with Slide as well. You also called Slide Shocker as well. So that's why we did Shocker for the Spider-Man Christmas special. So, yeah. I guess you could say a little bit of both between homemade and comics, because when we get a comic villain, like Chameleon and Slide and Spider-Man Preliminary, obviously they're taken from the comics, but we also put our own spin on the characters a little bit. Like in the comics, Chameleon mostly uses like face masks to disguise into people, but in Preliminary we decided to use like tech, a sort of tech way for him to turn into people. I don't know if I would call that homemade, but it's kind of our own little spin on it. And with Slide, he has a different like suit design in Preliminary compared to the comics. But you know, for a movie adaptation, you want to put your own little spin on things, and everything doesn't have to be 100% perfect if you can clearly tell that it's that character, which Lucas did. He thought that Slide was Shocker. But anyway, so yeah, in Dimension Rift, it's a little bit of both between comic and homemade, similar to Preliminary. But yeah, as I said, I guess you guys will see when the trailers come out. Trailer or trailers? I don't know yet. There might only be one for this movie, but we'll see. Okay, the next question is... This is a long question. Why do you think that Dimension Rift is going to be the best Spider-Man fan film that you've created thus far? And what sort of improvements are you going to include in this film? I think that Dimension Rift is going to be the best thus far because of the scale and the story and the characters. Just, I guess, sort of everything that's a part of it. And also the VFX as well. The VFX are going to be stepped up by a lot. So, I hope that hypes you guys up for the movie. But yeah, I think the scale, the run time will most hopefully be longer than Spider-Man Preliminary. But yeah, sort of just the scale, the story, the characters, the way everything plays out. Yeah, I think that is the reason why I think it's going to be the best one. And also just because we've also learnt so much from the previous three, that all of the improvements from the previous films are going to be applied to this movie. So yeah. And what sort of improvements am I going to do in this movie? As I mentioned before, sort of just the VFX, the storytelling, the I guess you could say the acting. Everybody's doing a great job with acting so far, so yeah, that's one thing I'm hoping you guys are looking forward to. And more places to film, I guess. There will be different locations that we're going to be filming at that you haven't seen in the previous movies. I think it's always cool to see your favourite heroes and characters and just be in different locations that you haven't seen them be in before, fighting and talking and all that sort of stuff. Just sort of everything is going to be improved, I guess you could say. I hope that makes you guys excited for the movie. Okay, the next question is... Will Spider-Man be in the movie? This question's by my brother, guys. My brother gave me this question on Instagram. No, I don't think Spider-Man's gonna be in the movie. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm really sorry to disappoint. Next question is, what is the estimated runtime? I've always had this thought, like all the time when filming and everything, and I've even tried to estimate how long each scene will go, and a lot of the times the scene is longer than what I actually estimate, and that makes me really happy, and I'm just hoping that applies to the film as a whole. I hope it actually is longer than what I think it is, but the estimated runtime is between an hour and an hour 20 minutes. I'm hoping it goes longer than that, but 1 hour 20 minutes I reckon is long enough for this movie. I'm really hoping that it's that long. I guess we'll see when the movie comes out, and it could be longer, could be shorter. Some part of me just hopes it doesn't go below an hour, because I feel like it'd be kind of just satisfying to see it on at least 1 hour 20 or 1 hour 30. So yeah, I guess we'll see when it comes out. The next question is, will there be Mysterio? As I said, with these villain questions, you never know who they're going to be. Will Mysterio be in the movie? Do you think Mysterio is going to be in the movie? You never know. You don't know. Who knows? I've thought about it, but you know, you just don't know. This is the luxury of being behind the project, is that you know everything, and it's just, yeah, you don't know. You'll just have to see when the trailer comes out or when the movie comes out. Okay, the next question is, who is the villain? I don't know. Who is the villain? I'm glad you guys have asked these questions, because I just get to say, I don't know, you don't know. I just want to keep you guys wondering about the villain. Maybe I should have done the Q&A after the trailer, but maybe I'll do another one. I don't know, probably not. You guys will see the villain in the trailer. Trust me, you will. And the trailer will probably come out in about another month or two. This film will take slightly longer than the others, considering how much there is on the script that we haven't actually filmed or anything. So, yeah. Who was the villain? I don't know, you don't know, I guess we'll see. Next question is, what films do you have in your later prospects? That's a good question. I'm glad somebody asked that, because I feel like, even though I appreciate people want to see more stuff from me, but most of the time, a lot of people just want to see Spider-Man stuff. So, I've announced on my channel a few times about an original film that we're doing, which is called The Fluke Blind Invasion, which we were originally going to do before this movie, but, you know, my dad kind of brought up the idea that we do this film first to sort of finish off the Spider-Man stuff, if we're not doing any other Spider-Man stuff in the future. But yeah, there is going to be an original film that we do called The Fluke Blind Invasion, but there are a lot of original films that I want to do, but I haven't announced yet, because I feel like if I announce everything at once, everybody will be expecting things straight away. So when I feel like the time is right to announce new projects, then that's when I'll do it. And there'll be some Star Wars stuff on the channel too later in the future, I'm hoping, that I announced and didn't get around to it because we were working on some other things like preliminary and, you know, starting to go into this film. So some of the Star Wars stuff has been delayed, sadly, but you guys will see some Star Wars stuff in the future for sure. I guess just, you know, Star Wars stuff, original stuff you'll see in the future after, you know, Dimension Rift. Okay, the next question is, what's the current cast and who is the main antagonist? The thing is, I really, really want to answer this question. I can answer some of it, but I can't answer all of it. I'll give you the main cast of the good people. So we have me, Marcus Draper playing Joseph J again, my mum playing Aunt May again, and the new cast member, actually new? He was in Stealth Mission at the end. Lucas Carson playing the Scarlet Spider. So those are the, the four main cast members of this movie so far. I can't tell you the antagonist right now, so you'll have to wait for the trailer, as I've said. Sorry I can't answer the villain stuff. I really want to. I want to tell you everything, but I can't. You guys have to wait for the trailer and the posters and everything. But the current cast, yeah, as I said before, can't tell you anything else right now. So I guess you'll see. Next question is, what kind of villains will there be in Dimension Rift? Now, the thing is, this question is actually a bit different, so I can answer this one. What kind of villains? I can't tell you the villains, but I can tell you what kind of villains. The kind of villains, as I've said before, that are determined and pretty ruthless. As I've said before, they will go out of their way to get what they want. Even if it takes them some time to get what they want. They don't care about waiting as long as they get what they want in the end. So, yeah, pretty ruthless, determined villains in this movie. I guess you'll see. Okay, the next question is, are there any SFX or VFX that you are really looking forward to doing? Are there any you aren't looking forward to doing? That's a really good question. I've always looked forward to doing VFX when I'm editing a movie, because I can always have my own creative mind. I can always go into ideas and experiment with new things when doing VFX and see what works better than other things. And I never really do effects that I'm not looking forward to, because if I don't like doing a sort of effect in the first place, I'll probably try and find a way around it, or just keep going at it. But if I know that I need the effect to be done, then I'll do it. If I know that it's going to look good in the end, and if I know that it's going to pay off and everything. So yeah, there isn't really any effects that I'm not looking forward to, because I love doing effects. But there are definitely so many that I want to do and are looking forward to. I've already done some web effects, so yeah, there have been fight scenes already filmed and some other VFX stuff that you guys will like when you watch the movie. So yeah, VFX and SFX are things that I'm really looking forward to doing in this movie. So yeah. The next question is, will Miles Morales be in it? The thing is, I've very vaguely thought about Miles Morales. This is one of those questions that I can say no to, because Miles Morales is a Spider-Man character that I really like, and it's something that I think would be really cool to dive deep in and explore and make a film about maybe in the future. I really do not know yet. But the reason why I haven't considered it for this movie at all is because Peter Parker is still sort of at the point where he's still learning things. As you will watch this movie, you'll notice that he's still got things he's got to learn, things that he needs to be aware of. So in a way, it's sort of the end of the road for him, but it's also a new beginning at the same time. You'll see when the movie comes out, but no, Miles Morales won't be in this movie, but maybe he'll be a character that I explore in the future. I think it would be really, really cool to do so, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We're on our final 3 questions, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there's 3 in there. Guess we'll just keep picking them out at random. Next question is, what is the estimated time the film will be released? The estimated time, as I've said, obviously this year, 2023. As I said, I can't say a day or anything, but if I had to guess a month, I would probably say maybe around May or June. I don't know yet. Just don't pin that month down to when you think it's gonna come out. May or June is like it's just an estimated month. I don't know, because things can easily get delayed or come out earlier than what you might think. But that's just the time I reckon it might come out. I don't know yet. Specific timing, I'd probably say like on the day that it comes out. I usually premiere at around like 7 PM Australian time. Not really a month and not really no date or anything, but yeah, I guess we'll just see. I don't know what question it's going to be. Next question is, what Spider-Mans will be in it? Me and Lucas. Spider-Man and the Scarlet Spider. I haven't really thought about doing a fully fledged Spider-Verse movie because, one, I've seen a lot of fan film creators do that, and you know that's cool. I think it's cool that, you know, people want to have multiple Spider people in their movie, like a whole group of Spider people. I think that's cool because it also gives other fan film creators a chance to be a part of other films and all that sort of stuff. But second thing is, only reason why I'm not going to have multiple like Spider people everywhere is because it doesn't really work for the story. At the time we were doing Stealth Mission and we teased the Scarlet Spider at the end of the movie, yeah, it was sort of like fan service-y stuff, but it was also because I thought it would be cool if my friend Lucas was a part of the movie. But thinking about it a lot over time, writing the script for this movie, Scarlet Spider does have, you know, a purpose in this movie, and it's not just like a cool cameo or a cool scene with him in it. He does have a purpose in this movie, so yeah, it'll just be me as Spider-Man and Lucas as Scarlet Spider. It'll be about them, you know, team building and all this sort of stuff, so yeah. Okay, the last question is, Snowdore? What about Snowdore? Just Snowdore? Snowdore? Snowdore. Oh, are you asking if Snowdore's in the movie? I don't know. I might have to ask Kevin Feige about that one. But I don't know. I don't really know what the question's asking. Just Snowdore? Or is it Shocker? Sorry, Lucas. I'll stop targeting you about that Shocker thing now. I think I did enough of that with the Christmas special, so yeah. Okay guys, that was all the questions that I got today. Thank you for all of these questions. Sorry if I couldn't go as much in detail as you probably wanted me to. It's because even though you guys really want to know a lot about the movie and I really want to tell you guys everything, you have no idea. But it is kind of funny just to know everything when you guys basically know nothing about the movie. I want to keep everything a secret and wait for the trailer to come out, because I can assure you when the trailer comes out, your mind is gonna... And feel free to do a reaction to the trailer when it comes out as well, because it's gonna be a big one. So yeah, thanks again for all the questions that you guys submitted in the comment section and Instagram and everything. Yeah, as I said, I hope I answered them well. I thought this video would be a cool idea just so you guys could maybe have a little bit of insight on what the movie could involve and what it could be about. But yeah, that's basically all from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and even if you have any extra questions you want to put in the comments, I'll just reply to you. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video today, and I'll see you guys later.